Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Sad to say, we're covering the death of another young person, and typical pattern, it's a black male dead at 42. And again, if you haven't read my first book, Letters and Numbers, there's a chapter on there about the murder and ritual shaming of black people in connection to the number 42. You'll notice TMZ is trying to report that Traxamillion died at age 43. He did die at age 42. He would have turned 43 March 25th of this year. He didn't quite make it to 43. But remember, they did this with Chadwick Boseman as well. Chadwick Boseman died at age 42. That's easily provable because a lot of articles were written about him in June, how he was dying from cancer at age 42. His birthday was in November. He died August 28th. And when he first died, some headlines said he was 42, but then quickly they all changed to age 43. And remember, Chadwick Boseman played Jackie Robinson, number 42, and he died on what was Jackie Robinson Day of the coronavirus season. They moved it from the typical date that he was called up to Major League. But Traxamillion dead at 42, just shy of 43. He's a Bay Area producer. He's known in the hip-hop scene. And in the Bay Area, on this same day, Trey Lance, the new young black quarterback for the 49ers, their top draft pick, he got his first career win as a starter. And I'm going to show you how it's not a coincidence that these two things happen on the same day. It also appears to be synced up with E40, who has the song Niner Gang. He died on E40's 49th day of his age. In the San Francisco 49ers, the big football team right there. And he was known for working the most with Keek DeSneek, who invented the term Hyphy, that Bay Area hip-hop word. The word Hyphy's 82, and this man's dead 82 days before his upcoming birthday. But his death also appears to be synced with Keek DeSneek. So, again, he's really dead at 42, despite TMZ trying to fudge the number again, and I think they're doing that because people are catching on to the patterns. I've been educating about this 42 thing nonstop since 2013. But he reportedly died yesterday, Sunday, the day of the 49ers' big win with Trey Lance. And I'm going to just show you how much of a ritual it was. It's sick how they do this. But notice his birthday was March 25th, 1979. That means he would have turned 43 March 25th of this year. So he's dead at 42. January 2nd, 2022 was Sunday. He's dead 82 days from his upcoming birthday. And again, if you don't know what Gematria is, it's the simple practice of coding numbers into words. The most simple cipher is just the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z, the 26 letters, 26. The word hyphy is 82, right? 82. He's dead 82 days before his birthday. And then the guy who coined the term, who he produced beats for, show you something about the word Jesus, because a lot of these rappers die in what we call Jesus rituals because it's the society of Jesus behind this. The New Testament begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. That's part of the reason the number 42 stamped all over black history. The only physical description of Jesus in the Bible would lead you to believe that he was a darker complected man, hair of wool, darker skin. Anyway, with the alphabetic order, Jesus is 74. With the reverse alphabetic order, it's 61. And in this case, he died on the 74th day of Keek DeSneek's age, who's a fateful age right now. He's 44, like the word kill is 44. But then with regards to the 61, he's dead 283 days after his own birthday, which is the 61st prime. And if you're new here, we're showing this all the time. Look at a rap name like Tupac. Tupac equals 61 and 74. Jesus is 74, 61 like Cross. And think about the Machiavelli album. Machiavelli's not 61, but it does have that, the way you spell it, has that 74 in it. And again, the Machiavelli album with Tupac on the cross that came out after his death, that came out on November 5th, the day that's associated with the Society of Jesus, who's behind all these rituals. That's Guy Fawkes Day, the day the Jesuit tried to blow up British Parliament. But anyway, he's dead 283 days after his own birthday. Again, the 61st prime connecting to Jesus. Dead at age 42. 42 generations to Jesus. Number stamped all over black history in a million different ways. And again, dead 82 days before his upcoming birthday. Hyphy. Now, with regards to the man who invented the term, who he produced beats for, Keek DeSneek, like we just said, he's dead on his 74th day of his age. The other thing that's true is you could say he's dead 73 days after his birthday or his 74th day of his age. Sacrifice is 73. And when you write out ritual sacrifice with the alphabetic order and rules numerology, it's also 73. We see these patterns all the time. The same numbers, 70, like that, 73 days after 74th day of age. Notorious B.I.G. is a perfect example of that. He died 73 days before his birthday or on his 74, or a span of 74 days from his birthday. And again, he died in 97. Just to show you something, Notorious is 97. The word death in that same cipher, just running the alphabetic order in reverse, is 97. The 49ers got to 9-7, because I'm going to show you just how synced up this is with Trey Lance as well. But again, you just see when these rituals happen, the logical connections for who these people are, it always lines up perfect. And it's like when these guys are signing their record deals, by the way, guess who this guy's with? He's with Empire. All the rappers who are dying right now, who are all connecting to the Society of Jesus and the Jesuits, they're all with Empire. Traxamillion's record label, Empire, wrote, "We lost a true Bay Area cornerstone to cancer today." The words cancer, chemo, and kill are all 44, which is the most simple cipher, the alphabetic order. But again, it keeps being Empire. And with regards to E40, again, he did songs with E40, who's probably the biggest name that he's connected to. From E40's November 15th birthday to the death was his 49th day of his age. He has that song called Niner Gang. I think he put that out the other year for Super Bowl 54, the Joe Montana Bowl. Joe Montana equals 54. It was between the 49ers and Chiefs, his old teams. Look how old he is right now, 54 years old. And I'm pretty sure that he made that song for Super Bowl 54. Or close to it. But keep in mind, E40, E is the fifth letter, right? So his rap name, if you turn that E to a 5, would be 5-40. But Jesuit Orders 54, who runs the show, again, 49th day of his age. And then here's the big one. Trey Lance, the rookie quarterback for the 49ers, from his May 9th birthday to this ritual was exactly 34 weeks after his birthday, on the nose. 34 weeks. And notice, he beat the Texans. Texans has the Gematria 34. So does 49ers. 49ers has the Gematria 34. Murder has the Gematria 34. Rapper has the Gematria 34. And we see this number show up in a lot of suspicious death rituals. In this case, it connects to the football team, the 49ers, and even the team they bought, and the team they beat. And I mean, you couldn't do this with a lot of teams. Let's say they were playing the Seahawks. Seahawks doesn't equal 34. Seattle doesn't equal 34. How about they're playing the Los Angeles Rams? Los Angeles doesn't equal 34. Rams doesn't equal 34. Cardinals doesn't equal 34. What are they now? The Phoenix? No, they're the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona doesn't equal 34. Even if they still were the Phoenix Cardinals, that doesn't equal 34 either. So I'm just saying, for new people here, they'll be like, oh, he's doing this because just like he has those 4 ciphers so he can make anything equal anything. No, that's a bullshit thought, but a lot of people have it. There's only a few teams in the league that have the 34 connection. And the 49ers and the Texans happen to be 2 of them. And Trey Lance happens to get his first career win exactly 34 weeks after his birthday as a starter, and does it with the appropriate team against the appropriate team. And then, the rapper, or not the rapper, but the producer for the hip-hop scene from the same area ends up just dead the same day at the age of 42. Now, with regards to him dying at 42, look at the score of the football game, 23-7. What is it about 2, 3, 7, and 42? Again, those are the prime factors of 42. 2 times 3 times 7 is 42. If you remember back in math class, you probably learned about prime factorization. Prime numbers are numbers that cannot be divided except for by 1. So 2 can only be divided by 1. 3 can only be divided by 1. 7 can only be divided by 1. And so 2, 3, 7 are the prime factors of 42. The score is 23-7. And again, the Niners get to 9-7. And Trey Lance got his first win as an NFL starter. This game was on a date with 45 numerology. Ritual and hip hop are 45. By the way, it comes in the time of Capricorn. Capricorn also equals 97. And Capricorn is related to Saturn. Saturn's astrological symbol has the scythe, which is related to the Grim Reaper. So, it might be part of the reason 97's coded into death. But Again, that number shows up a lot with death. And speaking of Tupac, let's go back to Tupac. Tupac gets shot on September 7th, right? 9/7, which is Eazy-E's birthday. Just Eazy-E, by the way, died in a huge Jesuit ritual. But Tupac gets shot on 9/7. Oh, I was going to say, the other year, LeBron James and Kevin Durant, their rap song came out on Eazy-E's birthday, the day that Tupac got shot, and it was called It Ain't Easy. and then don't forget, Kevin Durant has the Tupac tattoo on him. But don't forget that Monday Night Football this year started with the big ritual for Tupac, the first Monday night game in Vegas on the anniversary of his death. And he grew up part of his life in Baltimore. It was Baltimore versus the Raiders in Vegas. But don't forget, when you write out Tupac Shakur with the most simple cipher, 139, dead on 13/9. And that says Cesar Borgia's birthday. That's who White Jesus is modeled after, if you didn't know that. In light of Tupac's last album being Machiavelli, named after the Italian philosopher on the cross, all roads lead to Rome. But yeah, Cesar Borgia is who White Jesus is modeled after. And again, he's born September 13th. So, in case somehow you're not familiar with Tupac or the Machiavelli album, a play on Machiavelli. And don't forget, when they announced Tupac's mom's death, the news broke on May 3rd. She died May 2nd, but all the news broke May 3rd, which is the real Machiavelli's birthday. And let's not forget that Machiavelli faked his death either, so it's also interesting. If all these guys are faking their death, I don't know where they're going to. My thought is most of them probably are being killed, because the thing is, if you employ somebody in this world, you can buy an insurance policy for them. And then think about it. When you buy insurance policies, you can pay a bunch on an insurance policy if you want an even bigger payout. And think about how twisted it would be to be paying a big insurance policy on somebody that you knew you were going to off by the numbers. You might even know when to double down on that policy and get an even bigger payout. You know what I mean? Maybe Empire's paying their bills lately by just offing all their artists. Every single hip-hop death we're talking about is connected to Empire Records. So, and don't forget the Travis Scott tragedy this year was on the 25-year anniversary of the death of Tupac at age 25. And look at death. Again, it's 97 and 25. 97 is the 25th prime number. In the NFL, the 97th season was the year they moved the touchback to 25 yards. And the Super Bowl ended on 2/5 with the 25-point comeback by the Falcons. Bill Belichick became 5-2 in Super Bowls with Brady in the 97 season. You see how his name's 97? See how his name's 83? Like football. You know, I mean, there's just so many jokes to it. But anyway. Oh, I forgot one of the... Here, let me type in Jesus again. You see how Jesus is 74? Again, Traxamillion's dead on the 74th day of Keek da Sneak's birthday, the rapper he's most associated with. He's dead 283 days after his own birthday, which is the 61st prime number. He's dead 34 weeks after Trey Lance's birthday, and now what's Trey Lance's record as a starter? 1-1, right? On a Sunday, the day you go to church, right? Church is 61-34 for the record, you know. But really, you hit all the Jesus values there. 74th day of his closest act's age. And again, his closest act is 44 years old. Kill's 44, cancer's 44, chemo's 44. They're saying he's dead from cancer. Did anybody know this guy was dying from cancer before? I mean, that story just come out of nowhere again. But, yeah, I mean, it's all there. It's all there. And with regards to Trey Lance, I forgot to do the screenshot of his birthday, but if you notice, his birthday was May 9th, so May 9th, 2021 to January 2nd. 238 days later, 34 weeks on the nose. Trey Lance, first win. Perfect ritual. Aya Providence is 238. That's a whole nother subject. That's the thing on the dollar bill, if it's all about dollar bills. And it might be. Life insurance policies can pay a lot. So, Empire might be collecting big. Imagine how sick that is, man, that there's people in the world that roll like this. In a way, I guess in a way, you know, a lot of these rappers, man, they're making songs like that, right? Like they're the baddest dude on the block. Shoot and kill anybody. sell anybody the biggest boulders. It's all about the money. So some people might say it's karma. But anyway, what's really going on is a sick, twisted game. And the reality is these record studios, they want people making this music because it encourages people to go out and do illegal behavior, and then they don't get away with it like the rappers on the song, and they end up being slaves in cages. So, again, you guys, the reason we put out this knowledge is to wake people up to how fucked up this world is and what people need to stop supporting. These rig sports leagues need to stop supporting them. These record labels need to stop buying the records. All of it just needs to get shut down. All needs to get burned to the ground, truly. But, yeah, man, it's too bad. And you know what? I think there's a lot of people that could speak up in the industry, but they don't because they're afraid, because they don't want to be the next headline. And you know what? Honestly, I mean, that's pretty weak. It's pretty weak. I'd say that's having a no-balls approach. That's just being part of the problem. So, turns out these guys aren't so tough after all, you know? Here, I'll tell you who else, with this Bay Area thing, I was looking into this. This guy also did tracks for Too Short, and I said a while back that, Too Short just signed up with this super group with Snoop Dogg in it, and, Ice Cube. There's been a number of deaths connected to Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg lately, including Snoop Dogg's own mom. Remember, she died 112 days before Super Bowl 56, and Super Bowl and Snoop Dogg are 112, and his whole Murder Was the Case, song based on the murder that he got away with in self-defense. Remember, that murder was 56 days from his birthday. If you watch the music video for Murder Was the Case, he starts talking to the devil at the 56-second mark of the song. But I noticed Too Short's going to turn 56 years old this year. And then I also noticed his birthday is the 118th day of the year, which is dangerous because the Super Bowl 56 is in L.A. Too Short's California. He's Bay Area, but still, L.A. is not too far away. Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube are L.A. And see, the fact that he's in this new little super group with them is what makes me think, he's the least famous of the guys in that group. But, and in the 8 years I've been doing this, I haven't talked about any deaths connected to Too Short. I mean, it's possible I missed something, but I've talked about a lot of deaths connected to Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg. So, just in terms of the pecking order, I don't think Too Short's high up on the totem pole next to those guys. But the thing about his birthday being the 118th day of the year, remember in Jewish gematria, death and homicide are 118, and then that's a big number with Los Angeles, because LA's on the 118th meridian west. Its birthday is September 4th, the day leaving 118 days left in the year, and Los Angeles, California equals 118, just like Paradise, California does, and they both burned up on November 8th. 118? But the Super Bowl's in LA, 118 land, and then his birthday is shortly after, and he turns 56, and I'm just thinking, man, I don't know if that bodes well for him. And because we know how it works, man. These numbers that come up for these Super Bowls, people start dropping dead who have the number connections to that. And since there's so many LA rappers in this, and by the way, with regards to the Super Bowl being in LA and it being on February 13th, think about that. That's the anniversary of the last Tupac album to come out while he was alive. All Eyes on Me. That came out February 13th. 96, he died 213 days later. In satanic gematria, death is 213. If you write out drive-by shooting, it equals 213. They say he died from complications due to a drive-by shooting. But hold on. Okay, so this new supergroup with Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube and Too Short, it's called Mount Westmore, which equals 201, like the Jesuit order. And remember, Eazy-E died in history 201 days from his birthday. Eazy-E, let me get it up here. He was born September 7th, the day Tupac got shot on. He died March 26th. By the way, that day can be written 26/3, like 263, the 56th prime. Society of Jesus, 56. The Machiavelli album comes out on the day leaving 56 days left in the year. That's also Nancy Pelosi's birthday. Speaking of the Bay Area, her name equals 56. Her birthday is 26/3. This year, a guy supposedly went to prison for threatening to kill her 263 days after her birthday. I'm sure the story was a load of shit. But anyway, Eazy-E died 201 days from his birthday. His record label was Ruthless Records 201. He discovered Bone Thugs and Harmony. Do you know what Bone Thugs and Harmony's original group name was? Look this up. I'm not even joking. It was the Band-Aid Boys, which equals 201. Found by Eazy-E with Ruthless Records 201. You see it? The Jesuit Order 201. Shout out to Holly. Holly caught that. I never knew that Bone Thugs was called the Band-Aid Boys. Bone in Sumerian Gematria is 216. Just like their area code in Cleveland. But, here, let me see what else I got in this post. There's all that 74 stuff, 6174. Here's something that somebody pointed out to me recently when I was talking about this that I didn't know before. Dr. Dre. You know the song Dre Day? Did you know that that's actually not the real name of the song? I think everybody thinks that's the name of the song because that's what it was called on MTV. But hold on. Hold on. This is the real name of the song. Right here. Fuck with Dre Day. And check this out. And again, in this music video, it's Dr. Dre making fun of Eazy-E. You see how it's also 201? You see the 150? Illuminati's 150, right? And now let me write out Order of Illuminati. Founded by a Jesuit. That's what he officially titled it. The Order of Illuminati. The Jesuit Order 201. Order of Illuminati 201. Illuminati 150. Go back and look at the Alec Baldwin killing this year. Supposedly at 1:50 in the afternoon, 201 days after his birthday. And then his birthday is the 93rd day of the year. Order of Illuminati is 93 as well. His birthday's, again, the 93rd day of the year. On his birthday in 1993, Brandon Lee was buried, who was the son of Bruce Lee, who died while filming Game of Death, where he died on the 201st day of the year. And then from the anniversary of Bruce Lee's death, the Alec Baldwin's thing was 93 days later. Again, in Game of Death, Bruce Lee gets shot while filming a movie. Then, in history, his son gets killed while filming The Crow. And then, the Alec Baldwin thing, you know, is compared to that and has all the same damn numbers in it. I just wanted to show you that The Crow has these numbers in it. 97, 38 like death, 34 like murder. Again, the same stuff all throughout history, all over the place. But yeah, you know, if I was too short, and here, just to make the point about too short turning 56, here, because it is the United States of amnesia, let me go back to John Fletcher of Houdini, who died at 56 in 2020. John Fletcher, his name equals 56, dead at 56, and remember, right after his death, again, Houdini did the song Friends. How many of us have them? Right after his death, Snoop Dogg started doing the Corona commercial during the time of coronavirus, which is 56, like Corona Del Mar, where Kobe Bryant's now buried. But Snoop Dogg started doing the Corona commercial to John Fletcher's song Friends right after his death. And then next thing you know, Snoop Dogg's going to be performing in Super Bowl 56 when it goes back to his murder was the case thing where the person was murdered 56 days from his birthday. And if you go back and watch the Murder Was the Case music video, the guy they got to play Satan, who he starts interacting with 56 seconds into the song, that guy's born in 1956, that actor. And again, the Travis Scott thing this year on the stage that was the upside down cross. You got the upside down cross in the Murder Was the Case music video. If you guys don't know Snoop Dogg's Murder Was the Case, in the song he makes the deal with the devil. You know. Then he's blowing hella chronic smoke. That's what he says. That's the first thing he's doing. It's too bad he's putting shame to the name. So, anyway, man, it's just these guys. For the record, I don't have anything against weed. I don't think weeds are the devil. I think some people are just bad and some people are good. And there's good people who smoke weed, and then there's Snoop Dogg who'd sacrifice your ass so he can have hella chronic smoke. But anyway. Oh yeah, John Fletcher, for the record, he died 199 days after his birthday, the 46th prime. Houdini's 46, like sacrifice, like rap. And by the way, you know, speaking of performing at Super Bowl 56, Snoop Dogg, he's going to be, or not Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's going to be 56 years old for the performance. Dr. Dre, his birthday's February 18th, so he'll be 56 for the performance, turn 57 shortly after. They got all these LA rappers out there for Super Bowl 56 on the anniversary of the Tupac, All Eyes on Me release. And then, hey, again, the first Monday Night Football game of the season seemed like it was a big tribute to him. And if you guys remember that Monday Night Football game, do you remember how all night I was documenting all the 34 rituals? Hold on. Let me go back and remind you about something. Let's go back to the week 1 box score. All night, I must have uploaded 6 or 7 videos during the game just laughing about all the 34 shit that they were doing with the Raiders-Ravens game, the first Monday Night Football game, because Tupac also equals 34 like rapper. But let me go back and show you how the game ended in case you forgot. Scripted-ass NFL. It was Derek Carr's 34th completion to a wide-open receiver on a blow-in coverage. Derek Carr went 34 for 56, that's right. But his 34th completion was the game winner to a wide-open receiver with nobody even anywhere near him, man. And again, it's the script. The whole game was nothing but 34 rituals, and then that happened. And keep in mind, Ravens is also 34, and they won both their Super Bowls with 34 points. Nevada's 34 where the game was, you know. And again, Tupac. So. Oh, I'm tripping. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, Tupac's not 34, I guess. It's not Machiavelli, is it? No? All right, never mind. Tupac had the 61-74 connection, but not the 34. He's all rappers have the 34 connection through the word rapper. And let's not forget, Tupac died on a date with 38 numerology either. So the Notorious B.I.G., Death Rapper, Murder Killing, R.I.P., they're all 38. But yeah, 34 of 56. What a joke, man. What a joke. Whoa, the Houdini song started. I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to get a copyright, though, right now. Anyway. Yeah, we'll leave it there. R.I.P. to this man. I wish some people in this industry that always rapped about how big their balls were, I wish they'd actually come out and show how big their balls are, you know. Come out and spill the beans. I mean, it's just too bad, man. But I guess part of the reason they don't is probably to even like sign on the line. I think a lot of these guys when they sign up, it's that David Bowie song, Rock and Roll Suicide. If you don't know that song, look up David Bowie's Rock and Roll Suicide. He's singing about how these guys are having to make choices at too young ages. And you know, maybe they don't understand the full extent of it, but they got a clue. I mean, something's got to be going on here, man. And people got to know. So these guys always rapped about how big and bold and tough they were, but none of them can step up and speak out about what's really going on in the industry. Weak. And for all of you who talk shit about me, just understand, I guarantee you don't have half the balls. You would have quit a long time ago. I've been dealing with all kinds of shit. I got my house sabotaged in 2014. I had a car crash through my house on Christmas Eve 2016. Got nothing but crazy phone calls and letters in the mail. I had to put up with all kinds of shit. Tax collectors out to my house harassing me. You would have quit a long time ago. I never had any of that shit happen until I started exposing this stuff. But honestly, you guys, I mean, part of the thing is, too, I don't know, these greedy, shitty people, they might just want to live forever. That's part of the deal in the Snoop Dogg song, right? The devil promises him he's going to live forever, have hella chronic smoke. I mean, maybe that's how they are. That's not my mentality at all. I mean, I enjoy life. Life's been good to me, but the world's really fucked up. And, you know, if I died, to me, you know, a lot worse things could happen. Like being a coward and not saying shit about evil stuff and just going along with evil and being a stupid fucking sheep. You know, these are the qualities I see in most of humanity. I'd rather be dead than be most of humanity. Worthless fucking losers that only live for material possessions. I mean, this isn't... So anyway. I got to put that out there too. So... Anyway, RIP to these people. You know, E40... By the way, E40... Hold on. E40, I know that he put out a song recently called Choices. And I know on that song he says he didn't have to sell his soul. I'm not sure that's true about E40. I think he might be lying on the record. E40. Come on, man. I know people out there are seeing these videos too. We did have CeeLo Green from Goody Mob share our work on his Instagram. We had Lord Infamous get excited. Lord Infamous out there has a copy of the book. He even interrupted his own live stream to. If you guys haven't seen it, Lord Infamous, the rapper from Brad Newby, and he had a guest on, and the guest was telling about this new book, and he just totally walked away from the guest. He goes, "Oh, you want to talk about books? Hold on, I'll be back with a book." And then he came back with my book. I said, "Look at that, that's amazing." But anyway, a person like E40, who's very famous and who's still on the scene, you know, he could probably come out and spill the beans. E40, your buddy Traxamillion's dead on your 49th day of your age on the day Trey Lance of the 49ers gets his first career starting win under his belt. What do you know, man? I think he knows a lot. I think he knows he didn't tell the truth on choices. I think he did sell his soul. So, and that might be what's going on at the end of the day, too. I mean, so that might be like, if you don't want to feel bad for these people, it might be because, you know, they sold their soul. But at the same time, it might be like the David Bowie thing, where they're too young. You know, they're too young, and they're too easily misled into making the wrong choices. You know, even if they sold their soul, it's still sick that somebody's there collecting, you know, like Empire Records. So it all needs to be stopped, and people need to stop supporting it. Again, that's the message. Oh, did I say Lord Infamous? I didn't mean Lord Jamar. Lord Infamous is, sorry, I got Lord Infamous's, Lord Jamar. I got Lord Infamous's name in my head because we were talking about that with the death of young Dolph. Young Dolph's death. You know what's wild is yesterday, Ryan Tannehill beat his old Dolphins 47 days after his death in Tennessee's 47. He got the 17th win for the Titans over the Dolphins in the regular season in Week 17, wearing number 17. And don't forget, the whole young Dolph death, if you missed that, we covered that in a big way. That was a major ritual. On the 201st day of the year, he did the tweet about Illuminati, and then his record label's Paper Route Empire, which equals 201, which is part of Empire. And then he died 201 days after the anniversary of the death of Adolf Hitler, being a black male with the name Adolf, which can't be too common in the post-World War II era. And he died 201 days after Travis Scott's birthday. And if you missed all the work we did on that, the first thing I did when he died was I came out and showed you how his first album was synced up with the Memphis, Tennessee basketball season, which it was. So, again, a lot of these rituals are, you know, connecting across the world of entertainment. Young Dolph died 68 months after he released King of Memphis. MLK was killed in Memphis in 68. Basketball equals 68, and this is the Memphis Tigers' 68th season, and the championship this year for March Madness is on the anniversary of the MLK killing. So, again, just like Trey Lance, it goes from the hip-hop to the sports, just like with Young Dolph. And by the way, if you look at Young Dolph's Instagram post from the day of the Travis Scott concert tragedy, because that was the last hip-hop tragedy before his death, that what he posted to Instagram that day was a highlight reel of Memphis basketball versus Houston. Memphis versus Houston on the day of the Houston tragedy. Come on. Yeah, DMX was a huge Jesuit ritual earlier this year. Another big Jesuit ritual. That was Easter weekend. And it was all synced up with LL Cool J. Remember, he was on the song 4321 with LL Cool J. And what day did we get the news about DMX? 4/3/21. 4321. LL Cool J ends that song saying, greatest of all time, GOAT, right? GOAT, 4-3. And then the news was on 4/3, April 3rd, right after Tom Brady won the Super Bowl in the GOAT ritual at age 43. And remember, I gave you guys that one for free. I showed you who the Super Bowl winner was for free. I mean, we had it dead on from before the season began for Patreon, but before the Super Bowl, I put it out for free. It was 188 days after Brady's 43rd birthday. GOAT is 43. Greatest of all times, 188. You know what they're doing in that. Capricorn, the 10th astrological sign, the GOAT, Brady's 10th Super Bowl. The sign for Capricorn is a 6 and a 7. Brady going from 6 to 7. I gave you guys all that stuff for free. So anyway. 49ers play in Santa Clara, and if I read right, the rapper died in Santa Clara. I I'm pretty sure when I was reading about his death, it said he passed in Santa Clara. Yeah. So Traxamillion dead in Santa Clara the day of the football game. 49ers Stadium, Levi's Stadium. Here, Levi's Stadium address. Where's it at? I'm pretty sure it's right there in the same city. Yeah. Levi's Stadium at 4900 DeBartolo Way. 49ers haven't been good since the DeBartolo era. But, man, that zip code is standing out to me in a big way right now. 95054. The Jesuits created to counter the 95 Theses. Jesuit Order 54. The Bay Area is super Jesuit. You got one of the Jesuit universities there that is Santa Clara. And again, E40's 54 right now. Look at the day they opened it. 17/7, like 177. That's why you got to know it forwards and backwards. Jesuit Order 177-201. Captain Tom knighted 17/7, dead on his 201st day of being a knight, right before Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. One of many examples. But yeah, so think about that. Santa Clara is where the Jesuit campus is. It's where the Niners Stadium now is. It's where he died at. Just another sign that this is absolutely connected to the football game. Okay. Maybe somebody will find a pair and speak up. It's got to be more than just me. See, that's the thing. I mean, that's the way the sheep are, man. Because it's like, there's a growing number of people sharing this knowledge. But I mean, like, if all of a sudden tomorrow Snoop Dogg and E40 came out and some news anchor came out and all talked about Gematria in the same day, and we got to wake up how they're killing rappers by this code, then everybody would be like, oh my God, this is then they would believe it, right? Because their minds are trained to believe celebrities and authorities and people on TV. That's why the people in those positions, they're the only ones in the world that have enough power to change anything. So, you see how it is when I was at the Blazers Stadium on the megaphone talking about the death of all the recent Blazers. Nobody even gives a shit. You know, everybody just moved up from California. They don't remember Cliff Robinson or Kevin Duckworth. The same people that I grew up with in Portland don't live there anymore. It's too expensive. Everybody from San Francisco and Los Angeles moved up there. Now they just wear Damian Lillard jerseys and go to the game. They don't remember any of the Blazers from 5 years ago. That's the other thing that's fucked up about this world, just how everybody's always moving all over, and it's like nobody has a community. They go back to their community. Nobody lives there anymore. I mean, this world's messed up in a million different ways. But yeah, it's sick, man. I mean, I don't even know how many dead black people I talked about in connection to 42 over the years. Way more than 100. Way more than 100 in the last 8 years. I don't even know how many, but just way too many. More than enough that somebody with a bigger platform should have spoke up by now. So, Nate in the chat, Disambiguation's talking about St. Clair. I think that's who's connected to St. Francis of Assisi. St. Francis of Assisi, and that's why there's so much San Francisco stuff with August 11th. That's a whole nother topic. Yeah, so then you wrote there, Claire of Assisi. Yeah, that's why August 11th's that big day in San Francisco. Everything from Golden Gate to Robin Williams to Alcatraz. You know, if you go to the Alcatraz tour, there's a big statue there of a former prison guard whose like name was Mr. 666. It's like, look at that. And it's just a reminder about how fucked up the world is. Like, man is not supposed to make laws for other man. Like, that's not the way of the world. That's the way of a conquered people. And that's the problem with our society, man, is that's what we are. We are a conquered people that are used to being ruled over and told what to do and what to think by authority and submit to the laws of authority. That's not the way of the world, man. And that's why you got all these, you know, young black people, and it's people of all colors, but I mean, it's predominantly darker-skinned people, way disproportionate in prison cells. You know, in the 80s, they came out with all the new crack sentencing laws, and then they funneled, drugs into black communities. You know, Ronald Reagan's like, we're going to bring the war on drugs. And the next thing you know, the CIA's funneling all the drugs into the black community with all the new harsh sentencing. And then the next thing you know, you're building prisons like you never been building them before. And you got cages full of young black men like it's 300 years ago on the plantation. And they're working for big corporations for 25 cents an hour. You know, and then they're listening to Eazy-E and NWA and thinking they're going to get ahead of the world, and then they're the next one in a slave cage. But really, it's all of us, no matter what color your skin is. I mean, it's worse for some people than others, but we're all big slaves on the plantation. 13 years of slave school. You know, if you don't end up in the cage, you end up with your low-paying job, low-wage job, grinding, paying taxes to Big Brother. Just sits back on his ass and collects on your time every day. So, again, there's a lot of reasons to revolt, you guys. If you don't know why I'm here, I have helped a lot of people make a lot of money off rig sports and other things. But, again, the whole mission the whole time has been to get people to wake up to the tyranny and overthrow it, man. Because revolution or bust, it's always been the motto. Yeah, it's just sad, man. This guy sounds like a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, you sound like a fucking slave, well-trained retard. That's my response to you, sorry-ass motherfucker. Anybody who calls you a conspiracy theorist, just understand, that person's a sorry-ass motherfucker. We don't really talk about conspiracy theories over here either. We talk about conspiracy facts. So, get that straight as well. But yeah, I get tired of hearing all the dum-dums speak. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. You don't think I've heard a million people say the same thing as your automatic robotic ass? And apologies to Lord Jamar for calling you Lord Infamous, you know. If you guys missed all the work on the death of young Dolph, though, you better go back and check that out. That's a blatant example. All right, you guys. Till next time.